Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Tara and I make videos about digital planning and different ways that you can get creative with your iPad. So if that sounds like something that's of interest to you, feel free to like this video, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so that you never miss a video. That all being said, let's go ahead and jump in. As you guys can see here, this is my monthly setup for January. I personally think it turned out really well. I think it's super cute. I love the doodle effect and I hope you guys like it too. If you missed this video and you'd like to see how I did anything here, I will leave a link to that up in the cards here. But let's go ahead and jump on in. So I am first going to navigate to next week and I'm going to start off by adding in my hex codes for my sticker pack. So if you've got Goodnotes 6 or a different program and you don't need to input the hex codes, I'm just gonna skip ahead. But if you're like me and you're still using Goodnotes 5, feel free to pause this video for a second and put in the codes that I've left up here. Okay, and I'm gonna start off with one of the things that I told you guys in the last video that I had a much better, faster way to do, and that is how I colored the days of the week here. So the process I showed before was a little time consuming, but this one is going to be so much faster. What you can do is you can go to your highlighter, and at this point, I don't really care about pre-setting the color in as long as it's any color. I can just change it back later. So let's use this green one because I think it'll show up nicely on camera. And I'm just gonna make it the biggest size here. And then I'm just going to draw a tight rectangle. And then I'm gonna grab my shape tool and just tap on it. And the most important thing is that you just make sure that the edges come in and are where you want them. So if you're finding that it's being kind of fussy, for example, I tried to grab this one and then tried to grab that one and it wouldn't let me at first. If you have that problem, just drag them out farther so there's no chance that they overlap, and then you can just do them one at a time, and it really simplifies that if that is something that's giving you trouble. So just bring them in until you're happy with their width, and then what we can do is we can just copy and paste it here. And then I tapped off of it and tap back on because I find sometimes it's finicky. So I'm just gonna use the lasso tool to move it here. And then what we're gonna do is now we really only have to erase these edges instead of going all the way around, which is what you would have seen me do in the monthly setup. This will give you a much cleaner finish as well, and it takes so much less time. So the only thing you wanna do is make sure that your eraser is on precision eraser, and then just come in here and just clean up those edges. And so if you need to, turn off auto deselect and just carefully do the best you can to make it straight, but it doesn't have to be totally perfect because it really is just such a small portion. And then just erase away the rest. And just do that on both sides. I'm actually going to move this down just a little bit because I'm noticing the rounded edge was just up a little bit too high here, so probably wouldn't have been noticeable, but I decided to get ahead of it. And I'm just gonna do the same thing, start erasing away. So as you can see, that was significantly faster than what I had done before. So now another thing you can do, and this is just nice, it makes things really simple, is you can take the highlighter tool and you can probably make the biggest size here. And let's just see how this taps. And we're just gonna tap and do a circle there. And even though it's as big as it gets, it doesn't quite fill the circle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab my lasso tool and I'm just going to circle this and resize it until I'm happy with how it fits within the circle that's pre-drawn there. And that looks pretty perfect to me. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to copy and paste. And see, this is what I was talking about earlier, that if you move it, it tends to resize itself, and I don't know why. So we're just going to paste that one again and pretend like that never happened. So to avoid that, I am just gonna tap off again, and then I'm just going to lasso and move it up. And I am gonna do all three of these at once, but I'm gonna come down and get this one that's all by itself. Tap off, lasso, and move. And then we're gonna copy these three and we're going to paste, tap off and back on, and then move these down. And it's not perfect, so we'll just move it again and again. So now you can have this repeat week to week. You can do this all year long if you want to. You can save this as an element by just lassoing it all and hitting add element. And I'll just make a new 2024 collection. And so now on any week, I can just go in and add in that element. And then the really nice thing is that you can, like, let's say I'm gonna add that element in now. Just put it into place, and then what you can do is you can lasso any part of it that you want and tap on it and then change the color. So now I can come down to my presets, for example, for the month. And then I can make these different colors too. So what I'm gonna do, since I did this on the wrong week, I'm just going to quickly copy and paste this and take it over to the current week. But this is quite nice because then you have all of your colors that match and you don't have to worry about changing out the numbers every single week. So it just simplifies your planning process if you're looking for another way to save time. I'm gonna take my highlighter and I'm just going to come around here, and with just one pencil stroke, just so that there's not any overlap, I'm just going to draw around here and just kind of trace my letters. And then I will lasso this and change the color. And I really like that color. I think it's super nice. And I think I'm gonna take the highlighter in a smaller size and then write out January in cursive. So how small can I make that? Let's see. And then I'm just gonna kind of center it. And I'm seeing that I really want it more off of this edge here. So I think what I am gonna do is I'm just going to move this up so I have like a nice visual of the space that I need. And I'm just going to write that again, but I'm gonna make the tail of this J a little bit longer. And I'm gonna turn on my stroke eraser and then just grab these two. And that looks pretty nice. You can play around with that longer until you're happy, but I'm okay with it. And then I'm also gonna take that highlighter tool, just make it a little bit bigger and highlight this week. And then I'm just going to come in and change these colors. So I'm gonna change this color to the blue, and I'm gonna change this color maybe to the light one here. Okay, and now let's come take a look at our sticker pack and see what we can add in here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this note here and I'm gonna copy it. We're going to paste this, grab the image tool and size it up. And I know that the highlighter colors are not as bold or bright because they have a certain level of like translucency to them. But I think when you add in the color stickers, it really just kind of pulls it all together and you'll be able to tell that everything is matching. So let's see, I want to put something cute, something French here in this little note. Thinking maybe I can grab Notre Dame here and just paste that. That kind of lines up nicely. I think what I'm gonna do instead is I think I'm gonna take this metro sign. I'm in love with the metro sign. I think it's so cute. And I'm just going to get rid of this one and paste this here. And kind of the main reason I'm doing that is it's going to take up less space. Now let's come in and grab some washi tape. And we'll go for a nice little layered washi tape look. I'm gonna take these stripes and paste them here. And I'm not sure, I'm gonna play around a little bit with the size and see how kind of thick or big I want it to be. And I kind of think I like these thin stripes. They're like sort of like pinstriping. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this one and copy and paste it over here. But then what I'm gonna do is I am going to cut all of this, tap on my image tool here, I'm going to rotate this around, and I'm going to size this to fit. But I'm also going to tap and crop, and I'm just going to remove some of that purple and stretch it out again, and maybe a little bit more this way. And now I'm going to paste this all back on. And I think what I might do is try to crop this just a little bit more to see if I can get a better blend. Crop out a little bit more of that, and again, just stretch it out. And I just don't want this part to be so obvious, but I don't think that it's too bad, in fact. And then what I'm gonna do is come to my elements, and I'm going to add in one of my just regular old background colors. Grab my image tool and just size this. It's gonna be a little small, but that's okay. And I think I'm gonna make it even smaller, just a little. And maybe I'll try to match the width of the white here, just so that it feels more aligned. And I'm gonna come back to my stickers here, and I'm gonna grab this one and paste it. And we're just gonna straighten that out using the image tool and place it here. And then I want to come in here with my white color, and we're just going to trace around it with a bigger pen. So this one's at 1.7. And so I'm just going to draw the shapes here. It doesn't have to be perfect really, but then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to cut and then paste this on top. And honestly, I might make it a little bit bigger. So just gonna come back with that pen again, and I'm just gonna draw some straight lines. So you can tap and hold, or you can just kind of color it in as you wish. Not be such a perfectionist about it. You know, it's okay sometimes to exercise a little fight against your perfectionist self. I feel like I try to do that a lot because otherwise it gets the best of me. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do now is actually cut and paste both of these. So I'm going to cut that one, paste it, and put it back. But then I'm also going to use my image tool to tap on this one, cut it, and paste this one. And I am going to erase away just a little bit with the precision eraser because this one's just a little too thick for my liking. And there, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that looks good. So now I'm gonna come in with this tool again, and I'm gonna make it a little smaller. So let's bring this down to like maybe 1.25. Let's try 1. That works for me. And then I'm just going to write the word focus. And this will be me sort of setting goals or intentions or what I want my focus for the week to be. And I'm just gonna turn on handwriting only for a second and just grab these and make sure I'm really happy with the placement. And I'll erase that little bit. Okay, so now let's go ahead and grab, I don't know, let's see. So maybe now I can use Notre Dame, so I'm just gonna turn on images again, and we're just going to copy this, paste it. And I am gonna come in and just take some of these colors, and maybe the purple, because I don't feel like I have quite enough of that. And I'm just gonna color, sort of roughly, in the whole shape. And I think I'm gonna try to go out of the edges a little bit so it's sort of messy. So maybe I'll make my brush bigger, but I will just speed through this so you don't have to watch it all. And now I'm just gonna grab my image tool and tap on top here. And I'm just going to cut and paste that on top. And I actually think I want to change the color. And yeah, I think the lighter color looks nicer there. But I do want a little bit more of this color, so I'm going to copy this one, paste it, and grab my image tool. And I want to crop out this washi tape here, but also bring this in so the shape stays pretty similar. And I'm going to come back and grab maybe this green star. And I'm gonna paste this on here. And then I think I'm gonna move it up a little bit because that fits really nicely in that space. And I think I'm gonna put a nice little quote in here. In the light purple, and with the brush pen, I'm gonna write in a much smaller size. Actually, to help myself, I'm gonna draw some straight lines. And then we're going to turn on stroke eraser and erase these. Turn on handwriting only in my lasso tool. And I'm just going to kind of move this where I want it. I don't know if you guys know, if anyone's listening who was ever an All Time Low fan, but there's a song that says, maybe it's not my weekend, but it's gonna be my year. And so I thought that would be nice. So I'm just gonna size this until I am happier with the placement. And then I think one thing that I do wanna do here is I'm going to copy this at this color, and then I'm going to change the color. So I don't know, maybe I do that blue and then just paste this on top just because I want it to stand out a bit more. But before I tap off of it, I'm going to color this as well, and let's just see how it looks. I don't like that. Okay, I know what I want to do. I'm going to color it in that dark purple, and you'll see what I'm doing in just a second. We'll see how it goes. And I'm going to paste again and just move it over one more time. And then I'm going to select all of those and just kind of recenter them. But basically what it's done is it now looks like there's been like it's sort of been cut away. And I like that look. I think it's nice. It doesn't make a huge difference from far away, but it's just something that I like to do. So I just matched the middle layer with the background color so that it looks like it's separate from that. And also I apologize for all of the background noise. And then I might just do like a little confetti or something. So turning images back on. And then I'll just paste this in here. And I might just paste those again and kind of toss them around, just like confetti, you know? And then if you want, you can come in with your highlighter tool and you can color these in and then go back in and change the colors. And then you can, with your precision eraser, just erase away. And if you find like in this situation that you just can't seem to get it close enough with the eraser, what I'm going to do is I'm going to resize this so that it's much bigger for now. And then I'll come back in with my eraser and just zoom in really far, and now you can get like something so much more precise. And then I'll just size it back down. So it's sort of a fun little hack. I foresee that happening with this as well, so I'm just gonna size it up in advance. And of course, if you've already colored some of these, you don't have to recolor each of them. You could just copy and paste, but I find it relaxing, so I'm happy to sit here and color. Okay, so now all I'm gonna do is just go in and change these colors to something from my color palette. Okay, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pen in this purple color, I'm gonna change it to my ball pen, and I'm gonna make it the thicker one, and I'm just going to draw a straight line. And then what I'm going to do is take my precision eraser, and I am going to erase away a nice like flat edge here. And I'm going to line that up there. And then I'm gonna come here and erase this away. Nice and perfect. And then I'm just going to move this over a little bit. I'm going to copy it and paste it and tap off and then tap back on and move it next to itself. And we're just going to change this color maybe to the blue and change this one to the green. And I'm just gonna come back here with the purple here, and I'm going to track my water and my food. So turning images back on, we're just gonna select this and paste. And I'm just gonna grab my image tool and size this. Right, maybe like that's a good size. And this is something I have done before. It's a good thing at this time of year when we all want to like set goals and follow through, so more space to track is good. and I like that. I think that looks great. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm satisfied with the look here. I think it looks really nice. It's very fun. I love the colors, and it is going to be incredibly functional. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys do end up using these stickers, I'd love to see what you create, so feel free to tag me on Instagram, on Patreon, send me reviews on Etsy with photos. It doesn't matter. I just love, love, love to see what you guys create. But that all being said, that's where I'm going to leave today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you planning with me, and I will see you guys in my next video.